In the secluded village of Everwood, nestled at the edge of an ancient forest, a chilling legend had slumbered for centuries. The tale was whispered through generations, from grandparents to grandchildren, around crackling fires on frosty winter nights. It was the tale of the forest wraith. The legend told of an entity born from the very essence of the forest, said to awaken on the darkest nights of the year when the moon shrouded itself in shadows. The elders spoke of her with hushed reverence, for they knew that she was no mere superstition. Her existence was etched into the village's history, a spectral guardian or malevolent force, depending on whom you asked. The forest wraith was described as an ethereal figure, clad in robes as dark as the midnight sky, woven from the very shadows that danced among the trees. Her face was concealed beneath a veil of mist and sorrow, her eyes hollow and foreboding. Some whispered that she was a guardian spirit, protecting the ancient woods from those who sought to exploit them, while others believed her to be a vengeful specter, a manifestation of the forest's wrath. The villagers, steeped in traditions and bound by superstition, had long avoided venturing into the heart of the forest during the nights when the forest wraith was rumored to roam. They spoke of chilling encounters, of whispers in the wind, and the distant wails that seemed to emanate from the woods. These stories, passed down for generations, served as a haunting reminder of the unknown horrors that lurked within. But for a group of daring young friends, curiosity surpassed caution. They were drawn to the allure of the legend, fueling their desire to confront the enigma that had haunted their village for centuries. Armed with flashlights, their breath visible in the frigid air, they set out on a treacherous journey into the heart of the ancient forest, determined to unravel the mystery of the forest wraith once and for all. On that chilling winter's eve, a sense of both anticipation and trepidation filled the air as the group of young friends gathered. They had been preparing for this night for weeks, sharing tales of bravery and skepticism. Armed with flashlights, they ventured into the heart of the forest, their laughter echoing through the trees. As the night descended, an eerie transformation overtook the forest. The once familiar woods seemed to transform into an alien landscape, where every tree became a lurking sentinel, and the moon cast eerie, elongated shadows. An unnatural silence enveloped them, replacing the usual rustling leaves and chirping insects. The forest appeared to hold its breath, as if awaiting something ominous. The unease began to settle among the group, their initial confidence waning. Their flashlights, which had served as symbols of bravery, now flickered erratically, casting uncertain, dancing beams on the gnarled tree trunks. Each footstep sounded heavier, more ominous, as if the forest floor itself groaned beneath their presence. Footsteps, otherworldly, faint yet distinct, etched through the trees. Eerie whispers, barely audible, seemed to emerge from the very bark of the ancient oaks. And then, in the distance, mournful cries pierced the stillness of the night, sending shivers down their spines. Despite their bravado, the young friends felt a growing unease, a sense that they had crossed a threshold into the unknown. The forest, alive with an inexplicable energy, began to close in around them, pressing on their psyches with an undeniable, otherworldly force. But they pressed on, deeper into the heart of the forest, their determination masking their rising fear. It was as if an invisible thread, woven from both curiosity and trepidation, bound them to their quest. A quest to uncover the truth about the forest wraith and the chilling legends that had held their village captive for generations. Their relentless journey into the forest's heart led them to an unexpected and spine-tingling discovery, an ancient graveyard hidden beneath layers of moss and thyme. Tombstones, weathered and worn, stood like forgotten sentinels amidst the encroaching darkness. A cold wind whispered through the cracked headstones, sending ripples through the heavy silence that hung over the graves. As they approached the forgotten burial ground, the atmosphere grew palpably colder. The air seemed to thicken with an eerie presence, and the shadows that danced among the trees took on an almost sentient quality. It was then, in the ghostly illumination of their flickering flashlights, that they saw her, the forest wraith. She stood amidst the tombstones, a spectral figure draped in robes that bore the mossy weight of centuries. Her presence was a haunting paradox of ethereal beauty and dreadful malevolence. Her face was veiled beneath a shroud of mist, yet her hollow eyes bore into the souls of the intruders with an intensity that sent shivers down their spines. A hushed and collective gasp escaped their lips as they gazed upon this spectral guardian or malevolent force, no longer a mere legend, but a chilling reality. The forest wraith's bony fingers extended toward them, icy and skeletal, as if beckoning them to unveil their innermost fears. With an unearthly grace, she began to whisper the secrets of their hearts, one by one. She plucked their deepest fears and insecurities from their souls, weaving them into a chilling tapestry of despair. Each friend's face contorted with the torment of their darkest thoughts, their very essence laid bare before this spectral being. Frozen in terror, they were held captive by her haunting presence. The forest wraith had become an embodiment of their deepest fears, an entity that seemed to draw its power from the vulnerabilities of their souls. In that eerie graveyard, under the watchful gaze of forgotten souls, the Jungfreins began to understand the true nature of the forest wraith, and it was a revelation that would change the course of their fateful journey. Frozen in terror, they watched as the forest wraith slowly approached. Her fingers stretched toward them, icy and skeletal. She whispered their darkest secrets, one by one, as if plucking their deepest fears from their souls. The friends scattered, fleeing deeper into the forest. But no matter where they ran, the forest wraith was always there, her presence growing ever more malevolent. One by one, the friends succumbed to their own fears and paranoia, vanishing into the darkness until only one remained. Alone and broken, he stumbled upon a clearing where the full moon bathed the ground in an eerie glow. The forest wraith descended upon him, her face inches from his, her icy breath chilling his soul. She whispered a final, dreadful secret, and with a blood-curdling scream, he too vanished into the forest's depths. The legend of the forest wraith endured, passed down as a cautionary tale. No one dared to enter the heart of the forest again, for they knew that once the forest wraith claimed you, your darkest fears would become your eternal torment.